Welcome back, everyone. So before we resume our conference, I'd like to remind you that if you have any questions, please use our website www.aircounsel.com and send all of your questions or inquiries. Now we will move to a very important and informative talk about unlocking regional investment potentials. And we'll be with Ms. Nishi Krishnan, the CEO of Juristax Group. And we'll be with Mr. Arvind Singh, the Director of the Business Development in Juristax Group. And last but not least, Ms. Taruna Dulab, the Director of the International Business Juristax Group.
Hello everyone. For those who have not heard me earlier, I'm Taruna. Today we're going to talk about the investment solutions. Oh, sorry. So I hope you did hear my name. This one? Yeah. So I'll just scrap the whole introduction part again now. Many of you, while we're talking, have asked me why invest. And today we are here to talk about the different investment solutions. In fact, there is no point having a structure if it is not to ensure that your wealth is being preserved and grown through that structure. So we are not going only to talk about structuring, which we did in the first panel, but also about wealth and the investment opportunities that we can present to you and your clients. So, do you know how much 100,000 EGP that you had in January 2020 cost you today? What is the value of that 100,000 EGP today? Any guess in the crowd? You have it on the slide. So, the value has decreased by more than 70% over the last 4 years. This is alarming. And it's not only in Egypt, in many other countries of the world, the value of their currency is depreciating drastically. And that's the reason why people are thinking, how can I make sure that my 100,000 EGP, that today is costing only like 30,000 something, doesn't depreciate further? What can I do to make sure that my money is preserved? And this is why we are here, to propose to you the different options for investment. We have in our group one of our sister companies, which is called Providentia, which is an investment advisory company and a wealth management company. So we have the right solution, and they are in hard currencies. They are in USD-based investments. And these can be bonds, equities, structured products, properties, which I'll let my friend Irvin go in further details later on. But these are the solutions that we are providing to you to ensure that the value of your money, of your work, is preserved. So moving on, depending on what a person needs in terms of his retirement plans, in terms of his risk profiling, what type of risk tolerance he has, and what are his goals, what are his preferences, we will work out an investment policy statement. So we will suggest in what type of products he should be investing and how he should be investing, so that he makes sure he has the right level of return whenever he's retiring or planning for something. So one of our bestseller products for investment is our turquoise funds. And eventually, turquoise funds, it's a hedge fund which has been set up in Mauritius and which is doing great in terms of the returns that Irvin is going to talk about, ranging from 6 to 12% annually, which is much more than you will ever get from any banks if you are to keep your money in a bank account. And with turquoise, it's important to know that any investor who invests money in can get out and in very easily every month after receiving his performance report. All the investments are made in USD, And let's just say you are an investment manager yourself, or you have a portfolio of clients for which you are managing the investments. You can also decide to benefit from the fact that Turquoise is Euro-clearable. So all the KYC of your clients can be done directly through Euroclear. You don't need to divulge any of those information to us necessarily, and we'll be able to co-manage your clients' funds. So this is a bit about what Turquoise Fund is about, and I'll let Arvind also start on the different types of sales, because there is a profile, each of us has a different profiling, and each of the products that Turquoise is proposing fit one of the profile today. So I'll let Arvind continue.
Thank you, Tony. Hi everyone, good afternoon. First of all, thank you for attending this presentation, and I would like to keep your focus about the nexus we are trying to make between Juristax in terms of corporate structuring that you have been hearing since morning, and also about legal matters. We are willing to connect it with the ultimate aim, which is the investments and growing the wealth of each and every of you, your clients, and even your partners. So basically, like Taruna just mentioned, we have today under our group, I would say Providentia. So we have structured a fund called Turquoise with different cells, and each cell has different focus and strategic investments, which suit each and every type of client, from conservative, balanced, and also from to more risk-taking clients down the line. So I will briefly just highlight the main points to you about the expected returns, and also what are the main requirements to get in and get out. The plus point today would be on our side, when we have the client, first of all, we accompany him from day one about the structures that he needs to put in place. First of all, to ease the entry and also to ease the exit afterwards. Also optimizing in terms of the taxation, in terms of the mitigation of the risk as well at the end of the day. On our side, compared to, I would say, the big names in terms of fund managers and wealth managers, we have very low fees, as you would see on the slides here. We hardly have high fees when it comes to the entry and entrance, as well as the management fees on the cell. And for the first cell, which is the Amethyst conservative cell, this one is more, I would say, in terms of managed risk perspective. So this one, we have an expected returns here on the slides mentioned 5 to 6, but we're expecting at least 7% returns for this one. The minimum investment starts out from 10,000 US dollars, and you can top up afterwards 5, 10, or 15, and 20, goes on. So it gives you the leverage in terms of the ticket size. Plus, the good thing is you can enter and exit after 1 month. So it's not like a long-term investment which is capped or locked in the fund. So this is our first cell, which is the Amethyst conservative cell. Then we have the Citrine ESG cell. This one is more in terms of clients looking to balance the risk and also the returns on the investment. For this one, this cell and the strategy that we have is mainly for those investors willing to have an impact on the, I would say, the economic and also sustainability when it comes to the environment. These is where our investments are focused. And for this one, we're expecting returns around 8 to 9% in terms of the expected returns. The third cell is what we call the adventuring alternative cells on our side. And here we have, in fact, themes which is going on depending on the thematic investments in the industry. And under this cell, we're expecting more than 12% returns for our clients. Now, these are the three means that we have on our side in terms of the investment products. We do also have the possibility of, before I come on the structured products, I would like to discuss about our new cell, which is our new baby under Providentia. It's the Tiger Eye India cell. As everyone of you knows, the economic development and also performance of India. So everyone nowadays is asking us, do you have a strategy for India? Do you have exposure for Indian products? So instead for you to go and look out to be registered as FDI to do investments in stock market, listed or unlisted structures, debentures in India, again, we will already provide you with the route and the set with the full dedicated team, the management, advisory, the return and the accountancy as well at the back, under the cell Tiger Eye India. Here, we are expecting returns more than 10% again, and it's a mix of, as you would see, it's a strategy mix between private equity and also core long investment with listed equities. Some of the famous names like Reliance, like the Ambanis, and also other blue chip equities as well that are under the portfolios in terms of mix. So we have today also the Indian focus perspective when it comes to the investment. Following these four cells that we have, we are also very open to hear from partners, especially who are on the VC firms, who are fund managers, who are investment advisors, who are looking to create structured and specific products for you or your clients or your partners. So we are very open to structure specific products for your clients. For example, if you want to have African exposure, you want to have Asian exposure, again, we are here to structure the cell. When we speak about the cell, it takes hardly 2 to 3 weeks to get it registered and licensed by the regulator in Mauritius. And then easily, at the same time, we open the bank account, and you can easily start raising investments from investors to start investing in those African products. So we have today the possibility of going beyond our existing cells to bring new focus and new investment strategies for your clients. Not to forget, and our investment products that we are currently offering, we also have the international property market, whereby we have off-plan and also buy-to-let properties in UK, providing very interesting returns between 5 to 7% today. And these properties are mainly commercials and also residentials, which are ready for you to take as participative shares and also getting the returns at the end of the day. So the first part of the presentation that my colleague and myself wanted to pitch to you today is about how do you grow your wealth, right? And following the structures that you're setting up, be it in Dubai, be it in Mauritius, be it you're using a trust or you're using a simple SPV, the unique advantage you're getting when you're working with our group, I would say today, is the long-term vision, the succession planning already at one go, and also the ease of growing your wealth, in addition to the mechanism to take your money in and out easily, because what you guys are facing today is about the devaluation of your currencies, is about the foreign exchange control. So you have, I would say, a solution which you can consider for the future as well, and also for the long-term development and succession planning on your side. So we have, in terms of investment products, the B2C, that is individual investment, starting from low amount. But we also have the possibility of working on a more professional level with partners, like, again, investment managers, fund managers, investment advisory. We have extended our platform today, our regulated fund and also our regulated cells, for professional partners to join in together with us to co-manage, to raise funds, to invest in new projects where they want to go and develop a specific market. I'll try to give you an example. We have had requests from VC firms here looking to invest in African exposure products, like they want to invest in African listed products, listed equities in Africa, mainly in South Africa, in Nigeria, in Ghana, to benefit in terms of the market span. So instead for them to go and look and work and be abiding by the local requirement, going with the local regulations, and going around the time frame it takes to get all these set up, we have our fund already existing today. And we have partners, custodian banks with whom we work, where we can create the bridge, and then we can get the partner on board, where they can work together with us as a co-management or a co-advisory firm. Then we take it from the investor side, we manage the investment, and then we go and invest in those projects. So we have today the possibility of not going only simple investment for individuals and clients, but also to work as a professional partner for Egyptian fund managers and also investment advisors to extend, go beyond borders and diversify in terms of risks. Not only focusing inwards, but also going outwards to be able to mitigate in terms of the risk that are present technically in terms of evaluation. So that's I would say, an overview of our fund structure, which is the turquoise capital. Then we have the custodian, we have the fund administrator, Providential again, the CIS manager. And tomorrow, if any of you or your partners or your clients would like to go full-fledged, we are also very flexible to convert our existing fund, which is structured as a protected cell company, into a variable capital company, that is a VCC, which gives you more flexibility to deal, to take decisions, to go for investment strategies, and also, I would say, investment committees. So we are quite flexible on that. Our aim is to bring to you all the solutions when it comes to structuring, in terms of investment, and in terms also of managing those structures. This is one example of if ever someone is looking to go for an African exposure. So we have potential stocks and equities like Dangote, like Naspers, like Aspen, where we can bring under our basket for a specific cell, which can be managed or co-managed together with the partners, or we can do the structured product for one particular individual. So just to sum up, we have no limits in terms of looking for the products for you, and also at the same time maintaining the small ticket size in terms of entrance for the investment, the low costing on our side, and also the ease of getting in and out of the fund. That would be from my side in terms of the wealth management solutions that we are here to provide, and we are open to take any questions that you might have from the floor. Anyone? I think we have been very clear in our mission. So hopefully we will have a line outside and take some subscription form from you guys for some investments as well. So I'll pass on to the MC for the next.
So thank you so much, Mr. Arvin, and thank you so much, Ms. Taruna. Now we'll proceed our event with a very important discussion about the foundations of success, corporate structuring and launching in Saudi Arabia. And we will be with Mr. Arvin Singh again, the Director of Business Development in Juris Tax Group, and Mr. Bandar bin Thwaini, the Executive Director of Livari Law in Saudi Arabia.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
أنا شايف ما شاء الله أكثر الحضور عرب. I'm trying to do the presentation bilingual. المايك شغال يا شباب سامعيني كويس؟ السلام عليكم كنت سامعيني كويس؟ I'm trying to do this presentation bilingual. التوسع بالسعودية والأنظمة الجديدة والدعم حق الفورين انفستمنت، حنتكلم على جميع التراخيص، نتكلم على جميع التراخيص اللي موجودة و how to incorporate in Saudi Arabia and how can you expand with the legal protection. حلو نسقط هذا. بالصورة الأولى هنا حاطين حاجة بسيطة على توجه الحكومة بس طارق يا ريت تظبط لنا هنا في الصورة هذه حاجات من الحكومة تبين قديش ان الحكومة الحمد لله داعمة للاستثمار الأجنبي بالسعودية. الأوفر فيو بتاع الإيفنت هو حيكون الفور لايسنس سعودي ارابيا، حاجة ال LLCs ولا أي شركة من برا السعودية حابة تتوسع جوا السعودية. نوصل هنا أول حاجة تكون ريكوايرد اللي هي السيرفيس لايسنس، ولا اي نوع من انواع الرخص. هذه جميع انواع الرخص اللي شامله اللي بيألو للفورنرز ان هم يكونوا ريجليتد تحتها. عدد الرخص اللي صدر في كيو 1 من 2024 هو الحمد لله 3157 رخصه سيرفيس لايسنس. طبعا مصر هنا تتصدر اول قائمه من التوب كونتريز اللي داخلين السعوديه والاكسباند سعودي ارابيا، بعد طبعا جهود القنصليات التجاريه والجهات المنظمه في مصر. احنا حنبدا هنا معاكم بميسا سيرفيس لايسنس. ميسا سيرفيس لايسنس هي للشركات الخدميه، سواء هي بالاي تي ولا التكنولوجي ولا اي حاجه متروجه تحت السيرفيس بعيد عن التريد والصناعي. طبعا اول الخطوات والاهم المستندات المطلوبه للشركات اللي حابه تتوسع بالسعوديه هي لازم تكون في فاينانشال ستيتمنت للسنه الاخيره، وتكون فاينانشال ستيتمنت غير صفريه، او لازم يكون فيها ارباح اتليست 1%. غير كذا ترفض الرخصه. ما في اي شيرز كابيتال مطلوبه على الرخص الخدميه. ولازم الاوراق طبعا تكون مصادقه من الجهات الرسميه في مصر والجهه الرسميه المنظمه للسعوديه. الانتربرنور لايسنس هم تقريبا هي اكثر الستارت ابس او الشركات اللي خاضعه تحت انظمه اي فينشر كابيتال سواء في مصر او بالريجن. هذه الرخصه تعتبر مدعومه من الحكومه، اللي هي لو كوست لو ريكوايرمنت، ما يكون عليها حاجات او ريكوايرمنت صعبه اكثر يعني، بس لازم يكون في لها لتر من الفينشر كابيتال او الاكسلريتر المنظم لهذه، ولازم الاكسلريتر يكون مدعوم من ميسا اللي هي المينستري اوف انفستمنت السعوديه. الاندستري لايسنس اللي هي الرخصه الصناعيه، طبعا اي حاجه ريليتد للصناعه. طبعا هنا في حاجه بين الكوميرشال لايسنس والاندستري لايسنس. تمام؟ هو الكوميرشال غالبا يكون عليه ريكوايرمنت عاليه، بس وانس انت يو هاف اندستريال لايسنس التريد تدخل تحت الرخصه هذه من غير اي شروط من شروط الدوله. نوع من الشركات نفس المتطلبات للرخصه الخدميه، طبعا مع بزنس ستدي لنوع الصناعه او الوير هاوس اللي حيكون. الريل استيت لايسنس هي لها ريكوايرمنت زي ما انتم شايفين 2 مليون 100 ريال. لازم تكون نسبه ملكيه الشريك السعودي او اي جهه سعوديه منظمه او بنسبه 40%. تمام. الكوميرشال لايسنس هنا اللي حابين ننوه عليه، وللاسف انه في a lot of confusing من المصانع اللي داخله من مصر على السعوديه. هم للاسف احنا شفنا الفتره اللي فاتت up to 70% من المصانع اللي فتحت بالسعوديه وخصوصا من مصر هم دائما واجهوا مشكله في النقاط هذه، اللي هم مو عارفين يعملوا انه هو حيصنع، ولما يصنع اكيد حينزل في السوق حيبيع في السوق. فالكوميرشال هنا ريكوايرمنت عندك 3 different jurisdictions 3 مليون ريال. سعودي ناشونال لازم يكون شريك بنسبه لا تقل عن 25%، بس هذه الشروط كلها تسقط في حال ان انت عندك اندستريال لايسنس. ميسا بروفيشنال لايسنس. وات از ميسا بروفيشنال لايسنس؟ ميسا بروفيشنال لايسنس هي الخطوه الاولى لاي استثمار اجنبي في السعوديه. تمام؟ الفرق بين الميسا بروفيشنال لايسنس واللوكال لايسنس، اني فورنر ما حيكون عنده اي اكسس على السعوديه الا بالميسا لايسنس، سواء هو داخل يعمل اكوايرنج ولا داخل ياسس LLC ولا داخل for a specific project with the government. الأنشطة اللي مو مسموح للفورنرز إن هم يمارسوها بالسعودية، زي ما أنتم شايفين الأشياء اللي مختصة بالنفط والأويل أند غاز، السكيورتي، الكيترينج، الريل استيت انفستمنت بمكة والمدينة. لكن هذه برضو نزل عليها تنظيم جديد، بس ما يحق للمستثمر الأجنبي امتلاك أكثر من 30% من أي بروجكت من مكة أو المدينة. والريكروتمنت سيرفيسز والفيشنج اند هانتنج اللي هي حماية الثروات البحرية والصيد الأسماك. البريميوم ريزيدنسي كارد، البريميوم ريزيدنسي كارد هي تسقط من عليك جميع الشروط للمستثمر الأجنبي. فور اكزامبل، اليوم أنت كمستثمر أجنبي داخل السعودية أو كشركة أجنبية داخل السعودية، أنت مطلب منك فاينانشال ستيتمنت، الأوراق الدوكيومنت الريكوايرمنت اللي احنا ذكرناها تو. لكن هنا أنت تسقط عليك في حال أن أنت عندك بريميوم ريزيدنسي كارد اللي هي الإقامة المتميزة، هي 3 فئات، والآن جالس ينزل عليها تنظيم جديد برضه يفرقها. هذه تعطيك الصلاحية أن أنت from business wise ما في يكون في فرق بينك وبين المواطنين دون مجلس التعاون. الفرق الوحيد بس في هذا انه بس الضرائب، يعني الضرائب حتكون ستيل موجودة required بس without visa license you will reduce your cost. في تفاصيل عنها أكثر ممكن لو حابين البرزنتيشن هذا تاخذونه من عند أحد من الشباب. وآخر حاجة حابب أتكلم عنها هنا اللي هي هي آخر حاجة حابب أتكلم عليها هنا فيديو زي ما احنا شايفين في جابس حصلت معانا في 2023 تمام، لكن الحمد لله كانت أفضل. يعني احنا نقارن هنا يعطيكم بعض الفورن انفستمنت السعودية بشكل عام أوفر من السنة اللي فاتت والسنة هذه الحمد لله الارتفاع عندنا 93%. طبعا من ضمنها استثمارات كثير زي ما قلنا تفضلنا تو من التوب كانتريز اللي داخل السعوديه من جمهوريه مصر العربيه. هذول الشركات كلها كانت دخلت في السنتين الاخيره كانت خاضعه تحت دعم سعودي كولد اللي هو دعم الاستثمار الاجنبي and how to expand in Saudi Arabia. هذا يشمل استثناءات كثيره a lot of exceptions a lot of يعني عاملين تسهيلات كثير للمستثمرين الاجانب في السنتين هذه. فاحنا الان نتكلم من بعد Q1 في نيو ريجوليشنز ستريكت اكثر على بعض الامور، الغيت جميع الاستثناءات ما عدا استثناءات الضرائب والزكاه والدخل. شكرا.
Thank you, my friend. So I'll just try to wrap up quickly on this one. So my part, why I'm together on this panel with my learned friend Bandar is being based in Mauritius, Dubai, Singapore, and other jurisdictions that we mentioned to you already. So Juristax is also now assisting our partners and clients to set up your company in Saudi Arabia, and mainly on the part of guiding you the channel, because there are different steps, several licenses like Bandar mentioned to you, from the services, industrial, real estate, commercial licenses that are there in Saudi Arabia, and each one of them has specific requirements. Now, the plus point is the 100% foreign ownership is allowed, yes. You have still certain requirements like high turnovers that you need to maintain, minimum capital that you need to inject, and other avenues. And our role as advisors and working together with Libari partners is to make it easier for you to, like, we bring you all the options. Like, for example, if you want to go 100% foreign ownership, this is possible, but you have a number of requirements to maintain. If you want to ease down on those requirements, like in terms of capital, in terms of turnover, which can sometimes be very high for startups, then the other option is to have a Saudi local partner on board of the company. Then it reduces the requirements and also in terms of the capital and the injection. So these are, I would say, a guidance where we are coming up to help you, to advise you, to channel you, and then to accompany you throughout the journey. It's not a 1 day or 2 day process. you have a couple of multiple steps from the corporate registration, from getting the articles of association, choosing the right code, going for the MISA license, going for the bank account opening, and all the other steps. So we are here step by step to advise all the partners and potential clients to go to Saudi. Lastly, in terms of figures, so why Saudi Arabia? Everybody is hearing about going to Saudi Arabia. The Saudi report that we have received in fact in January this year, showed almost 94,000 companies which was registered only for the last quarter, bringing it to a total of 1.4 million operating companies today. And in terms of investment license, Bandar just mentioned it's almost 3,000 for the last quarter. So there is a huge demand in terms of setting up and doing business in KSA today. And being in different parts of the world, we can attest to that. We have our own clients from China, from India, from Russia, from Europe, looking to set up their companies in Saudi. One is to tap in the existing incentives that His Highness the Crown Prince has been putting in terms of the Vision 2030, as well as all the, I would say, the market, which is a big market in terms of population and also in terms of purchasing power. It is a booming market, everybody wants to be there, and we are here to help you to enter the market in a very, I would say, efficient manner, and to be able to navigate through the intricacies in the laws, and also to get your business successful. So, if you have any questions, we are happy to do it.
Before the questions, I have something important. We talked about legal perspective and regulatory perspective. نتكلم شوية من ناحية business side. Why Saudi, and as you said, زي ما انتم عارفين السعودية تقدم حاجات كثير يعني بنفتقدها الآن في المنطقة اللي هي سيف ماركت، السوق مدعوم، سوق open لأي foreign investment, foreign direct investment. زي ما شفنا المؤشرات في السنوات الأخيرة الحمد لله في ارتفاعات وفي أمور كثير. احنا برضه الآن تكلمنا من ناحية الحكومة ومن ناحية التنظيم وكيف الحكومة جالسة تنظر لل FDI اللي هو Foreign Direct Investment. From another perspective, Livari احنا we support the foreign investors to expand in Saudi Arabia with legal protection. احنا شفنا السنوات الأخيرة أو من تجربتنا الفترة الأخيرة زي ما انتم عارفين as a new market كنا نشوف الشركات تدخل وتكمل بأول سنة أو ثاني سنة، ونلاحظ في يا هدوء أو ركود عندهم أو تراجع من الماركت. لما نرجع للأسباب ما نلقاها financials ولا نلقاها مثلا خسائر أو challenge بالماركت، لا نلاقي إن الشركات هذه للأسف ما تماشت مع أنظمة الحكومة اللي هي الجفرمنت بورتلز. في أي بلد في أي jurisdiction في government بورتلز بس ما يكون لها أهمية عالية أو flexible. الجوريسدكشن دائما يكون flexible مع البورتلز هذه. الأخطاء اللي دائما يواجهونها الناس أو اللي يعملوها الناس اللي هو مثلا عدم التسجيل في الملفات الحكومية، وهذه من أكبر الأشياء اللي الحكومة مركزة فيها شوي وحط عليها تنظيم صعب جدا. مش من ناحية صعب اللي هو صعب تعمله أو صعب تسجل فيه، لا صعب إنه أنت ما تكون updated عليه، ما تكون you fill out document عليه، لازم تكون up to date بالأمور هذه كلها، ودائما عواقبها غرامات يعني تتعدى 100,000 ريال للدوكيمنت الغلط الواحد. فأحيانا أحد أسباب هذا احنا هنا يجي دورنا، احنا كليفاري لو احنا نوفر الليجل بروتكشن هذه، احنا وي جايد الفورنرز انفسترز to do the right way، وبندعمهم برضه احنا في العمليات هذه من A to Z، يعني من اول يوم من اول التاسيس الى اخر ستيب اللي هي مثلا البنك اكاونت ولا مراحل التعاقد. وفي حال اي تفاصيل زياده او محتاجين اي حاجه تفضلوا بالاسئله الان، وكمان في احد الزملاء هنا ممكن يزودكم بالبرزنتيشن هذا في كل تفاصيل كثير احنا ما نبغى ندخل فيها كلها. just overview يعني for your information و you're more than welcome to for any question.
Any question from the floor?
Yes, I have a question. كنت عايز أسأل الأنشطة اللي مقتصرة على المستثمر السعودي زي نشاط التنقيب عن البترول والغاز،
انشطه ايش معلش؟
تنقيب عن البترول والغاز.
اي هذه مدرجه، هذه بس هذه للمواطنين السعوديين
بالظبط.
يعني
هل
حتى
بقى-
برضه باستثناء الجي سي سيز.
اوكي، هل بقى الخدمات البتروليه اللي بتتقدم للشركات دي زي مثلا تأجير المعدات والحفر مقتصره برضو على
لا هذه بالعكس يورا لو كمان 100% حتى لو نيد 25% سايد بارتنر.
اوكي.
بالعكس
المميزات اللي بتديها الحكومه السعوديه للشركات اللي بتتاسس اوريدي في السعوديه للشركات الاجنبيه، زي مثلا هنا عندنا مثلا هيئه الاستثمار بتدي للشركات حوافز استثمار وهكذا. هناك بقى الحكومه المفروض او هيئه الاستثمار هناك بتديهم ايه؟
الدعم بس هو موجود على الانتربرنور لايسنس اللي هو ريديوس الكوست. يعني ناو انت لما تجين كشركه ال سي فور اكزامبل اي تي كمباني اوكي، حيكون رسومها 12000 لاول سنه وتجديدها ب 62000 ريال. اوكي، الانتربرنور لايسنس هي 2000 لمده 5 سنين. تمام، لكن لا ما في اعفاءات ضريبيه ولا في هذه الامور، الاعفاءات الضريبيه على الريجنال هيد كوارتر بس.
هو دلوقتي قانون الاستثمار الاجنبي السعودي تمام، الماده 13 منه قال ان في حاله عدم الخلاف مع الاتفاقيات اللي اقامتها المملكه بيتم تسويه النزاع طبقا للانظمه السعوديه. هل الانظمه هنا بتمس مثلا ان في لجان فض النزاعات داخليه خاصه بالهيئه العامه للاستثمار عندكم او كده؟
يعني بتتكلم على
لجان فض النزاعات، يعني احنا عندنا في مصر مثلا في لجان فض النزاعات، فهل في السعوديه برضه بيعتبر نفس النهج في لجان فض النزاعات؟ ولا ممكن ارجع للاكسد على طول او
لا في لجان فض النزاعات، في تدخلات من الوزارات نفسها ومختلف هذا الامور، كمان في جهه تحت وزاره الاستثمار مختصه بهذه الامور بالذات للشركات الاجنبيه. يعني في حال اي نزاع او اي حاجه حاصله مع شركه اجنبيه انت ممكن الديبارتمنت هذا اسمه ميزه، يعني هي اسمها ميزه مينستري اوف انفستمنت، الانتيتي اللي مختصه بهذه الامور اسمها ميزه، هذه تدعم هذه الامور وتسوي لجان فض النزاع. تفضل.
سؤال تاني. احنا عندنا هنا في مصر في المستثمرين ساعات بيمارسوا الانشطه بتاعتهم في مناطق حره دي بتبقى زيرو تاكسس. هل ده موجود برضو في
اي هذه من هذا سؤالك ولا في شيء زياده؟
لا
اوكي هذه موجوده الان شغالين عليها، ما ادري اذا سمعت عليها الفري زونز او الايكونومي زونز اللي قاعده تتعمل الان بالسعوديه لايك كاف لايك اي دي جي اي. في اكثر من 15 فري زون حتفتح في السعوديه قريب، اعلنوا عنها من سنه. تمام، هم شغالين الان.
متاحه للفرن؟ متاحه للمستثمرين؟
اي طبعا هي اصلا معموله لكذا، يعني هي معموله للناس هذول.
هتبقى زي حوافز استثمار فيما بعد لاي مستثمر اجنبي؟
هذه لحد الان ما في حاجه نزلت بشكل رسمي بالدعم او حوافز للاستثمار، لكن سمعنا انه
حيكون زي ما فيش حاجه زي كده، يعني اصل هي مركز
هي بس صحيح.
جينا نقلناها هنا.
انت لان انت سؤالك كان هو من الحكومه، هو كحوافز استثماريه لا، في جهات كثير تدعم الشركات.
تمام، هنا بدأوا يطبقوا الرخصه الذهبيه مثلا في بعض الشركات وبعض الناس اللي عندها انشطه معينه، ازاي انا هناك وهناك بقى الاستثمار كله بمعنى اصح مفيش حاجه زي كده؟
لا هو في حاجات من الحكومه هي بس للريجنال هيد كوارترز، اللي هو لما احد يفتح مركز اقليمي هناك يكون عنده اعفاء ضريبي لمده 15 سنه، الريزيدنسي كارد، البريميوم ريزيدنسي كارد، الامور هذه كلها، والدعم للانتربرنور. بس انت لما تيجي تتكلم من ناحيه ثانيه، لان انا جاوبتك من ناحيه انظمه وقوانين تمام، لكن في سي سعودي ماركت من نواحي الدعم لا، في جهات ومنظمات تابعه للحكومه والدوله كثير تدعم المشاريع الصغيره والمتوسطه بشكل فلكي. يعني عندك منشآت، عندك اس دي سي، عندك لوت اوف فينشر كابيتالز
من ناحيه ثانيه بمعنى صح، بيوفروا من
اكزاكتلي صحيح، لانه ايش الحكومه دائما تجيب الناس هذول اللي هم let's say فينشر كابيتال ولا اكسلريتور ولا اي حاجه، الحكومه بتستثمر فيه عشان هو يروح يستثمر بالشركات الثانيه. يعني في a lot of venture capitals now بالسعوديه موجودين، اكيد انتم سامعين عنهم، هذول كلهم مدعومين من سعودي فينشر كابيتال. سعودي فينشر كابيتال اللي عامله البي اي اف اللي هو صندوق السيادة السعودي. فهو الدعم موجود بس من نواحي.
الدعم ده للشخص الاجنبي ولا للشركات السعوديه بس؟
لا للكل هو اي حد ممكن يكون مستفيد منه. I think we have a question here.
Thank you. My question is related to the number of businesses you say that are coming up in Saudi. Saudi's expanding. We know, for instance, one sector on sport, not only football, boxing, golf. Can you tell us a little bit about that space in terms of the Saudi population and other regions like here in Africa having a part in that? What sort of interest is it? Is it open enough for new players? Thank you.
Yes, about the sport overall, as we see now, Saudi Arabia now support the sport and they invest up to $7 billion in the sport and golf. The link between Saudi and Africa, not think it's announced, but Saudi is open for any is open to support any sport or anything related to sport. The new things about the sport now in Saudi Arabia, the golf, as you see, and the boxing, as you see. Saudi Arabia now relies on the boxing. Yeah, that was it.
I can add Cristiano Ronaldo is there, so you can see where the world is going on, bringing all the players down in terms of the PR as well. But yes, like Wendell was saying, like the investments are there, even for the startup and the VCs. The requirement is to have the establishment in Saudi Arabia. Any other question? Okay, thank you. So we'll give it to the next.
We would like to thank Mr. Bander and Mr. Arvin for this amazing and great presentation and discussion. And now let's move to the surprise of our conference. Now we will have a workshop that will start right now, and this workshop will be conducted by Mr. Arvin Singh and Mr. Hadi Jawith, an international banker. This workshop will be about the importance of succession planning vehicles, trusts, foundations, and Sharia compliance. The participants in this workshop will learn about the most renowned vehicles, such as trusts and foundations, their ease of operation, and how they align with Sharia laws. So now let's give the word to Mr. Hadi and Mr. Arvin.
Hi everyone again. It's me again, trying to capture the script. But I'll be very brief on this one. It's mainly to do it as an illustration. So we have been talking since morning about the corporate structuring, the taxation aspect, the ease of doing business, the wealth management part, and the investment products. So now I would like to make it as an illustration for you to understand and see how it can be helpful for your clients and also for your partners. So we'll just wait for the slides to come on the screen and then we'll start in one minute. Okay, here we go. One last time for today, I would like to show Cars again our presence across the globe, Juristax. So we are based, headquartered in Mauritius, like our founding, our group CEO and the founder of JurisTax mentioned to you in the opening speech in the morning. We're also based in Rwanda, Dubai, India, Singapore, Egypt, South Africa, Delaware, China, and also, yeah, I mentioned China, it's okay. So, in terms of what are the challenges? Again, I will try to sum up as far as I can all the points that were raised also during the previous slides. About what are the factors we look when we are advising our clients, when we are trying to come up with a structure, be it only for an investment in terms of business, or trying to ease the path of doing the business for those clients. So first of all, we'll try to see what are the challenges they are facing in their home country or in the market that they operate. For Egypt today, like the main ones would be, we have categorized in different segments. So one is on the outward payments. The challenges we have is, of course, everyone knows about the remittances overseas of foreign exchange. So which is, we have strict requirements and controls today. Multiple rounds of EGP devaluation, like my colleague mentioned earlier about how much 100,000 is worth today compared to 4 years back. The procurement complications for businesses down today in Egypt. The cash flow, like Mohad is not here, but I remember we were joking around him during our last trip to Saudi Arabia, where he could use only $75 on his credit card. So you imagine you're traveling abroad and you have only $75 in your wallet to spend. So it's not easy going for anybody. The other challenges that we have, this one I will go mainly into the perspective of startups, mainly as SMEs. So the issue about the investors, when they're coming as VCs, they're coming to invest to take a minority shareholder stake in a company. So there are a lot of challenges. For example, the classes of shares, the enforcement of their minority rights here in Egypt, retaining the brains of startup companies and fintech companies, employee share scheme, anti-dilution and management representatives. So all these are, I would say, true issues that are being faced by the business community here in Egypt. And of course, the last part about the taxation consideration, the high income tax which is there, the capital gains tax at the time of exit, and also taxes on dividends and interest. So all these are like our yardstick, which we would check and then advise our clients from there in terms of the companies that they would be setting up to make their life easier for them. So yes, we do have the solutions, which we have been repeatedly mentioning during the day-to-day. From UAE, Mauritius, and Singapore as the main destinations, being the top international financial centers. We also have from Delaware, from Seychelles, from other clusters as well that we can provide to the clients. But these three would be our most selected because of certain criteria, like our colleague from Shield was mentioning, the lawyer from Shield was mentioning, about the credibility of the jurisdiction where you're setting up first. Today, I don't think someone will go to Panama to create a company to do business because of the credibility that is being at stake, and also the banking network, the stability of that jurisdiction. So that's a couple of the reasons why we have chosen these three main ones for solutions. The first illustration I wanted to share with you is about an innovation license in the IFC today, which is the hot talk of the town. Basically, it applies to all startup companies who are involved in tech development, in internet, software, app development, but should not be a company which is doing fintech or payment system or payment gateways. If you or your client is undertaking those type of activities, the good news is you can register your company in DIFC, which is the top free zone and regulator in Dubai, so the most prestigious one, the Dubai International Financial Center. And instead of paying $12,000 just for the government fees, the government is subsidizing for 5 years. So it brings the license to a net of $1,500 US that the company will pay in year one, then year two again renew. After 2 years, they will check whether you have, based on the performance of the company, they will go for either maintaining that subsidy to you, or they would increase it to again the 12,000. But once you form part of the DIFC community, you get access to the portal, you get access to the incubator, you get access to the market, you get access to the AI, you get access to the financiers and the fintech and the finance companies, the bankers, which ABC Banking, my friend here from ABC Banking, and he's also based in DIFC. So you have this whole ecosystem where those entrepreneurs and then those SMEs can thrive and develop their company. The good thing is, with one stone, you're killing two steps at the same time. We all know today, most of the clients that comes to you for SMEs, for raising finance at a certain stage, at the stage 2. So most of them will go for holding companies in Dubai, Netherlands, in Delaware, before they can bring the investment back in Egypt. So instead of doing this, from day one, you have the company already registered in DIFC. You have a prestigious address and development ecosystem. Plus, you have eligibility to apply for residency visa in Dubai under the license. You will get the bank account open in Dubai as well. So at the point of time where you want to bring in investors, it will be much more easier for you, directly using the company, which is in DIFC. The advantages that you have, again, is 100% foreign ownership. You have access to all the clusters that I mentioned to you, and there's no currency restrictions. The time frame is like 5 to 7 for the incorporation of the company. And the two conditions that needs to be maintained is the entity must not be dealing in any payment or banking or fintech space, and it should have an office space. When we speak about office space in DIFC, it is about the minimum of a flexi desk. So you have a flexi desk, you can rent and have a space to go and work and also conduct a board meeting. So these are mainly the two main requirements for the innovation license. So this is targeted for all, mainly for Egypt, Nigeria, India, where most of the unicorns are coming from, and also as an incentive to encourage SMEs and also tech companies to thrive and develop their product. So moving to the next illustration, which is about the famous trusts and foundations that my colleague Taruna was referring to you earlier today. So as you will see from the illustration, the way we structure it is we have someone who is called a founder. So he is legating all these assets and also sometimes liabilities as well under a trust or even a foundation, which goes on to hold stocks, properties, companies, real estate, bank balances under one structure. And what it gives you at the end of the day is a couple of things. Mitigation of risk from creditors. You also have a layer of confidentiality. So if you don't want your name or your client's name to appear as shareholders, directors in a commercial register, you just use a trust with foundation. So it gives you the confidentiality level already. We also use it for succession planning, for tax planning, distribution of assets, and more importantly is the preservation of the family wealth. The concept of foundation and trust is also used for the, for the continuity and the perpetuity of a family business. So at a certain point of time, you can legate and also channel the way you would want your wealth to be managed and also to be distributed to your family members in the long run. The good thing about trusts and foundations, so it is not, I would say, automatically 0% corporate tax, which don't make it as an offshore vehicle, but it's just you have some conditions to maintain and you can be exempted wholly from taxation. So which gives you again a tax planning vehicle to use it when it comes to succession planning. We do provide trusts and foundations from UAE, from Mauritius, which are the most common and the most famous one. And depending again on the requirements, we are here to advise and to structure it. Moving to the last one, the last illustration is about investment holding companies. So why would people come and structure investment holding companies? Be it in Mauritius or in UAE, or even Singapore, it's a straightforward process. We just need to understand who are the directors, who are the shareholders, and the business plan. We can register it quite quickly. Now, depending on the type of the companies, again, we are here to understand first the profile of the client, and then from there we go on setting up the company. There are companies which maybe some names you have heard, like RAC ICC, offshore companies, like DMCC, free zone companies, like DIFC, exempted SPVs. So all those type of companies we do provide on our side. But depending on what are your profile expectations, we will guide you on that. We get the company registered. Some companies can take 2 to 3 days to get registered. Some can take like 12 days, 15 days to be registered, be it in Mauritius or in Dubai. So the holding companies at the end of the day will be used mainly to have, again, especially for startup and SMEs, where they can use the holding company to have different classes of shares to bring investors easily after. They can use notes to redeem for the investors. They will use maybe classes of shares to exit after the investment round, or you can also increase more investment round with them, as well as minimizing in terms of taxation and have no capital gains, plus being able to benefit in terms of double taxation treaties that are there between the countries. In addition to that, it offers a vehicle whereby investors, founders, and also the entrepreneurs can easily escalate their business revenue and also the model that are based in. So again, in terms of dividend payments, there's no withholding taxes, and also it makes it easier for investors to enter, to exit the investment. Going to the next slide. This is the last part from me, and then I'm off to Adi. So it's an illustration, an example. For example, a company, it's a holding company, either structured as a free zone company in UAE, or structured as a UAE offshore, or even a Mauritius offshore company. So technically, we started with, for example, having a local company operating in Egypt, having a revenue of 250,000, having expenses of 100K, which remains 150 at the end of the day in terms of profit. Well, we need to correct that now, it's 27%. So the taxation, after taxation, we have an amount of 116,000 US dollars to distribute. So looking at the withholding tax rate in Egypt, which is 10% domestic rate, the corporate rate. So if we apply it to the offshore or even to a resident without having the holding company, he will be paying 10% out of it, which is like 11,000 instead of 5,800, which is the 5% reduced under the tax treaty between UAE and Egypt. So which means if you're going for option 1, it's a total of 110. If you're going for option 2, it's 104. Then once these dividends goes to Dubai or even Mauritius as dividends, it becomes an income for the holding company now in Dubai or in Mauritius. By virtue of the laws and also the tax treaties which are there is no taxation on those dividends. So it is 0%. I would say 0% corporate tax, first of all, in Dubai and Mauritius. Plus by default in Dubai and Mauritius as IFC, there's no withholding tax on dividends and interest. So you can freely repatriate these amounts as dividends to your ultimate shareholder or beneficiary. So at the end of the day, by having those structures, you can save in terms of withholding tax. And sometimes on huge transactions, 5% difference makes a big ticket size that you can save. You will see on the left side there is the double taxation agreement that Egypt has signed today. We made a comparison between Mauritius, UAE, and Singapore. So the domestic rate on dividends is 10% in Egypt nowadays. If you use the tax treaty between UAE, it is reduced to 5%. Same Mauritius 5%. Singapore has a special provision with the exchange of information which is still in place, which has not yet been finalized. So this is just for you to have an idea in terms of figures, how it makes the change and the difference when you're using holding company in another jurisdiction. Without further ado, I'll move to the next slide about the banking solutions, and I'll let Hadi, being a banker, to just go on this one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arden. So again, I am Hadi, and thank you for the opportunity of speaking a bit about banking today. today. So banking is a very important tool which comes as an accessory to all that Juris Tax and our other speakers have been explaining today. Banking is that tool that will allow you to achieve the goals amongst others. So you can have a look about one of the main banking hubs that we have, mainly UAE, Mauritius, Singapore. Before I will go in detail between the differences on these banking hubs, I would like to say that it's very, very important to find the right banker for your business. We have heard many stories and seen many business cases where, because of the wrong choice of bankers, things can go wrong. So my first advice in finding a good banker for you is make sure, first of all, you secure the appropriate structuring or advisor in doing your business, because, sorry about that. Yes, it's very important for your bank to understand your structure, to understand your business, because you do not want to be on the eve of a deal where you have important transactions to do and your banker does not understand it. So this is why we have a very good partnership with Juris Tax and other firms, where we work together in understanding what are the goals and what are the tools that you are going to require during your business journey. And the second advice that I would really tell to everyone is understand your bank's commercial appetite. Understand, I think someone mentioned it earlier, understand what kind of clients the banks are looking for and make sure that you are a proper fit for that bank. Understand what are the deposits they require, what's the amount, to be very clear, what's the amount of money they want to make out of you, and that's very important. Another tip that I would give, make sure you have the right type of bank. It's not one fit for all. Every bank provides different expertise, specializes in different products. If you're a trading company, make sure you have an appropriate transactional bank. If you have another sort of business where you might need cash management expertise, make sure you secure that banker. And again, I really emphasize on choosing the right partner when doing the structuring, because usually the good ones, they don't just set up a company and leave you hanging. They will really advise you on whether you will be able to get a bank account and what you need to do to get the bank account. So thank you, Robin, for the comparison. As you can see, in terms of the first one is very important, especially with what's been happening in Egypt with the foreign currency situation. I remember we've been laughing at Mohab a lot with his $75 credit card. So good thing is that on these main jurisdictions, you don't have any foreign exchange restrictions so far. Hopefully it stays like this. And all the major currencies are available in these banking hubs. You can also have access to some other exotic currencies, African currencies. It's easily available in those hubs. I can speak from Mauritius. We have a very good business that concerns foreign exchange. And a physical meeting with the banker, this is where Mauritius has an edge. We do not have this mandatory requirement of meeting the bankers. Still, it does not mean that we have any lesser kind of due diligence. It's just that we have the appropriate framework that allows us to deviate from that requirement. The monthly maintenance balance depends on the bank again. You can find one without minimum balance in UAE, in Mauritius or Singapore, but that comes again to finding the right banker. Some companies by nature do not necessarily have a float on their bank account, and make sure you are aligned with your bankers. And you can have a look. So most banks nowadays will give you access to internet banking or a mobile app, which allows you to transact from pretty much anywhere in the world. So that's pretty basic. Debit card, credit cards. I think you will be interested with the credit cards over here. And the other requirements to have an office space, so substance or office space is another discussions. I know in Mauritius, being a financial center ourselves, we are very flexible on that criteria. And residency visa for UAE, usually yes, all the banks insist on that, but we have other options of banking if ever you're not holding the visa. And time frame to open the accounts, basically nowadays, back in the days it used to be 2 to 3 days, but these days are gone now. So basically most banks nowadays would say 2 to 4 weeks to open your bank account. And if you have any questions on all the discussions that have happened today and the banking part of the discussion, please feel free to reach out. And we're happy to take any questions. Thank you.
So, any question from the floor, please? Well, I guess not. So, we have also shared our business card and contact details in the giveaways. So you can always reach out to us by email, by WhatsApp. Myself, Hadi, and also my colleagues, we do come regularly to Egypt, at least 2 to 3 times a year. If you need to speak someone even locally in Arabic, so we have our dear friend Mohad, who is our corporate rep, so you can reach out to him anytime. We'd be more than happy, maybe for our next trip, to meet with any one of you one-to-one, with your partners or even your clients, to see how we can come as a team and make the most for your clients in terms of closing a deal or getting the best for your clients in terms of interest. So thank you very much. Maybe I'll leave the mic to Mohad for a last closing speech, and then to the MC. Mr. $75. Come.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Hadi. Thank you, Arvin. You can say. Thank you very much, those who are still waiting here, not out eating. This shows your dedication, and it's a pleasure having you. This is our very first flagship for our council. The idea is to just fill the gaps that we see in the market, including networking, including communication better, including even regulatory reform. We had a roundtable happening actually in parallel to this event in the next room with the Egyptian Regulatory Reform Authority on the arbitration law as well. So I guess I'm really happy, I'm really glad seeing you all today. I'm really happy having you all here. Thank you for coming all the way. Nevertheless, the traffic in Cairo is not very nice today. I hope you enjoyed it. I guess I will just say the closing myself. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope as well you enjoy the meal. We still have a couple of hours having nice lunch, Egyptian time lunch, because usually they take lunch like at 1 or 2, something like that. So Egyptian time lunch and networking. You can just head out for the lounge and you will find the wrap served. Lovely seeing you all, and hopefully I will see you soon in the next event. We're planning to have like 2 events every year, inshallah. So hopefully we see you soon. Thank you very much. Thank you.